So like presumably they can take all of their, education and their skills and shit. Because these are not everybody who works at Tesla, they don't. I really disagree with this idea. And this is where like I'm sort of like getting out nonlinear with what's going on in the video here, but like it really breaks down for me my ability to identify with Phil when he is caught up in his identification with Elon Musk. And I don't say that as like a gotcha where usually people bring up in an argument like, oh, you're just over-identifying with that person, or oh, you're just projecting, or whatever the shit, right? Like it's like as though that's supposed to stop things there. But I think that that's just like a normal, natural thing that's gonna happen if your brain works right. You've got mirror neurons, and that's the shit that goes down, right? And so when you feel that you're in a certain position in life, as Phil like openly said, when you feel that you're in a certain place, and especially if you've come from hating on people who are in the place that you're in, your head's all higgledy-piggledy in and of itself, right? And so then these sort of hot button trigger issues come along, and what you have to, if you could just scale, what is Phil DeFranco worth? It's got to be shy of $1 million. So if you scale that against Elon Musk, like it's like his, it's like yours is like dit, and his is like whoa, and he just keeps it. And so when you're mad about somebody being mad about him hoarding his wealth, it's the scope of the thing. Like he cannot enjoy, and is obviously not enjoying his wealth because he is looking to the things you can't buy, esteem from other people. Like, I mean, he could buy it, and in fact, that brings me to my, a point that I gotta interject here. If people are watching and who it's directed at, it's gonna see it. Then, like Elon, if you are tired of people getting up in your grill when you try to do something nice, well, show them up, but like potlatch it. Everybody, most people, not the Amish, but most people are very impressed that you are so incredibly able to make money. That ability is very cool. Regardless of what you think of money, I think everybody loves a hustler, and I think that we all sort of maybe see Elon Musk as a hustler. That he has hustle, that he has hustled, and, that he's like a relatable. I know us all. Most people are like able to see how he got there, if not see themselves in him. And okay, so back to topic. Sure, most people are very impressed that you have all this money, but I think that people would be like, 52 billion times more impressed if you gave most of that money away. Like, how much are you using to live on? Not that much. So what's the point of keeping it? It's just weird. Like, once you manage to get yourself established, there's no. I mean, the safety net that you need is not the money. It's making sure that the system that you are most able to function in doesn't like collapse because too many people are like, tax havening it away. Like, taxes pay for the roads, man. And yeah, we could all band together in collectives and do the roads ourselves as people have time and again. I'm not here making an argument in favor of states and taxation and all that. I don't care, really. I think it's a nice system when it works. I think that most of it gets siphoned. Oh, this is a real tangent. Anyway, so this whole thing of like when Phil kind of comes out hard in defense of this guy who seems like him, but like in reality sits atop, like, if I'm sitting on top of this thing, he's sitting on top of the Pyramid of Giza. At Giza? Anyway, it's that, and I'm gonna guess that I have less wealth than Philip DeFranco. If Philip DeFranco's sitting on top of this thing, Elon, right? Like, You can go ahead and say that billionaires are like us, but they're not. They have billions of dollars. That's why they're not like us. They like he really does have the power to do a lot more than make a bathtub toy just because he was prompted to. And I think it's interesting, all these narratives reframing it so that he just jumps in and goes like, "Hi, I'm here. It's Elon Musk. Did you need a toy submarine? I love small engineering problems." Like, is it because the big engineering problems are too much for any one man? Like, everybody's getting on him about his hubris. Like, I don't feel like he tackles enough. Like, no help is unwanted, as the emails back and forth with, like, people involved in the rescue shit show. And when people are climbing in his ass about this, it's simply because we're reaching that breaking point where anytime somebody gets reminded of a billionaire, they're going to go to that person and face to face say, "What are you doing?" And I don't think that that's unfair. And it goes to that thing of, like, public forum and so on and so forth. If he's allowed to clap back, then people are allowed to clap on. And this thing, so I guess the most tangential thing here is when you say that iteration of "what have you done?" Like, oh, I feel like I'm going full Manchurian Candidate. Like, how tuned into the psychic conspiracy are you? Like, how did you know the words and tone of voice used by my dad when he's mad that I didn't have a job in the summer? Speaking of which. Like, what do I do? What have I done? Speed, weed, and LSD, some meth, a master's degree. Yeah, I like. Do you want my academic publications? They're like impressive in my field. I don't know what of my human worth is really revealed in that, but if it's something, then go ahead and chalk it up. Like, I've done lots of things. Everybody contributes lots of things. If we tally it in terms of, like, the money that it generated, I think that we're way off target. And I don't think that that's the angle from which you want to be taking that tone with people publicly, basically.